Hey guys, it's the nerd half of this Nerdtroverts duo, and today I'm giving you my top 10 favourites from 2020. Now, 2020 was a disaster year. No point in pretending it wasn't. And I started this list in like January of 2020, not really thinking that it was going to be that different of a year. But with that said, there were still a lot of good things in 2020. There were still a lot of things that I loved and enjoyed, and here are 10 of them. The first thing that I want to talk about is Jedi Fallen Order, which is a PS4 game. So this game technically came out at the end of 2019, and I did technically start it in 2019. I got it for Christmas. But I only played like 10 minutes of the game, and I played the rest of it in 2020. So like, let's just go with that. This is genuinely such an amazing, such a fun game. I'm not necessarily good at games per se, but I do enjoy them. And this is such a fantastic story. The acting in it was like amazing. I absolutely adore Cameron, whatever his last name is, who plays the main character. Like, it was so good, and the gameplay was just so fun, and there were like genuinely moments where I was like, fuck yeah, I'm a Jedi. I also just wanted to have a lot of fun with this game. I was just like taking the piss out of myself and laughing and making really bad jokes to no one but myself. Like, there's a button on like the PS4 remote. It's like the right trigger, but it's like on one of the back, so it's called R2. And so I would just do that like annoying Luke voice every time it like popped up on my screen, and I'd just be like, R2!
R2? R2! R2!
R2! And like, I don't even remember what movie that's from, but like, it's just stuck in my mind, and I just kept making that joke. And like, yeah, it was kind of lame of me, but like, I was having fun, I was enjoying myself, and like, on top of all that, this is just such a fantastic game. Like, it was glitchy, and it wasn't perfect, but like, I don't care. It was fun. It was fun. Next up on my list is Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. This is one of the few books that's actually on this list. The fact that I only read this in 2020 blows my mind, because I have become so obsessed with this series in such a short amount of time, it's kind of frightening. Like, I distinctly remember going to the shops to like spend like my book gift card that I'd been given, and like, I saw the first 2 volumes on like a buy one get one like half price or something, and I was like, man, I hope they're good, because if I'm buying 2, like, I hope it's good. And I knew what it was. I knew it was like a graphic novel about 2 boys falling in love, so I was like, it should be cute, it should be happy, like, hopefully I enjoy it. And like, I am in love. I have never been so in love with a book series before, other than like Percy Jackson. Like, I have been like obsessed over this book series. It's just, it's so cute, and it's so light and lovely, and like, it was just, this has been like a comfort read this year. Like, it is actually free to read, like, online. It's on like Tapas, and it's just absolutely free to read, free to consume. She updates it 3 times a month, and like, I kept rereading this because it's just, I love it so much. You know, please, for the love of God, pick up Heartstopper. I cannot gush about it enough. Next on my list is Animal Crossing. Now, I technically wrote this down when I was playing like Animal Crossing New Leaf on my like DS, but then like New Horizons came out in like March. So like, you know, I was playing New Horizons. And I still am playing New Horizons, not as much as I used to, but like, this came out at the perfect time. If you don't know what this is, like, you were not a part of the quarantine everyone else was a part of. Everyone and their mum was buying a Switch just to play this game. And like, it makes total sense. This is like the best Animal Crossing game, I think. It just improved on so many of the things that were really annoying about the old games. And there's still things that are annoying, but like, it's just, it's so cute. You build your little island, and you like get all the islanders that you like. There's still people on my island that I don't like, but like, we're not gonna talk about that today. But it's just, it's such a fun game, and like, I have no complaints, man. I just enjoy it. I enjoyed it. It was good to have at the time that it came out. Like, it just came out at the right time of 2020 and the mess that it is. And like, It's just so cute. The next thing on this list is Dungeons and Dragons, or D&D, which is a tabletop role-playing game that has been around for decades. My friends and I first started playing D&D almost 3 years ago, I want to say. And that's not a long time necessarily for D&D, but we've been playing the same campaign for 3 years, and it's so close to my heart. And it's such a perfect way for me and my friends to continuously get together, like once a month minimum usually. And like with quarantine it was kind of hard. We tried playing online and we're not the type of people that can play online. Like we were so distracted, we were not paying attention, it was a mess. But in Australia, like the lockdown restrictions haven't been as bad, and so we actually were able to catch up in person with like maybe one of us on Skype and play and like roll dice and just talk in funny accents and defeat monsters. And it's good, it's fun. D&D is awesome. I love my friends and I love this little game that we play, and it's been so nice. We've played so much this year because like people aren't working as much, and that kind of sucked not having a job, but like I was free to play D&D. So like I'm not that mad about it, you know? Next on my list I have another book, and that is Radio Silence by Alice Oseman. Yes, that's the same author as Heartstopper. Radio Silence just is so amazing. I have all the praise for it. It's basically just about this girl called Frances who's obsessed with this podcast, and she finds out that it's a boy like across the road. He lives near her, goes to her school. Like he is the one that creates it, and they end up working together. She does art for the podcasts that come out, and it's all well and good, but he wants to stay anonymous, and as he gets more popular that becomes like less possible. And it's just about their friendship, and it's great because the emphasis on this book is on a friendship, not on a romantic relationship. And I love that. I love reading books about strong friendships. It's so good, it's so sweet. I love Frances and Alad so much, and like it made me happy. It was a very heavy book, like it tackled some like pretty like heavy themes, but like overall this book it blew my mind. Like I cried, I laughed, and I haven't read it again since, but like I should definitely read it again soon. It was very good, okay? It was just a very good book, and yeah, I don't know what else to say. Next on my list is not something new, and in fact is kind of old, but it's Dan and Phil, the YouTubers. If you don't know who Dan and Phil is, you probably weren't on YouTube from like 2012 to like 2015 because they were like part of the big group of YouTubers. But anyway, they were just these two dudes who just make fun content. And Dan actually took a step back from YouTube like 2019-ish. And so it was just Phil making content. But someone on YouTube, I'll put their handle up somewhere. I think it was like Lonely Writer, possibly. I'll put their handle up, but they just made like a bunch of like Dan and Phil YouTube videos, and like they were just really nice, okay? And they made me want to rewatch some old like Dan and Phil games videos, and there was just this point of quarantine where I was just watching Dan and Phil because I didn't have anything else to do, and they were just. It's just comfort. Like they're just people that I know and people that I love, and content that I genuinely really enjoyed, and I was just rewatching Dan and Phil. For the next one, I've kind of put two different things together because they're connected for me, and that is Breath of the Wild and Arty Game. So Breath of the Wild is a Switch game, it's a Zelda game, and it's also the only Zelda game I've ever played. I just didn't grow up playing Zelda, so I didn't know what to expect, but like this game has been so hyped since it came out, and I finally got around to playing it, and like the hype was right. This is an amazing game. I've played it through 3 times this year, twice very recently. But it's also connected to RT Game, who is a Twitch streamer / YouTuber, because he did like a permadeath run of this game And I put this game down to start Animal Crossing, and then when he did like his permadeath run, it made me also want to play, so I'd like watch like his full Twitch stream and like play Breath of the Wild along with him, and it was just like genuinely like a really good fun time for me. But yeah, Breath of the Wild is a fun game, and Archie Game is a fun person, so you know, it was good together. It was good, it was fun, and I learnt a lot about like actually how to play the game because I didn't really know what I was doing. Next on my list is ginnyd, who is a YouTuber, online content creator, cosplayer, etc. So I found ginnyd probably around this year. I don't think I found her last year, but I discovered her because she did this like Jester cosplay from Critical Role, and it was awesome. But then I don't think I really paid that much attention until she did this video, and it was like, I used to work at a Ren fair. And I watched it because I was like, oh, I want to go to like a Ren fair. I wonder what they're like. And I watched her whole like story time thing. And I just really loved her as a person. Like, she was just really charismatic and entertaining. And so I watched a couple other videos and I was like, okay, I like this chick. And I subscribed, and I've just like watched most of her videos. And actually I became a Patreon because I just like wanted to support her so badly. She just seems like such a genuine lovely person, and like her Patreon is run really well, just like as a side note. But I love watching her videos, and she continued to make content all this year, which was really nice. And yeah, she's just an awesome person, and she makes fun relatable content to me. She makes D&D-ish kind of content as well as like cosplayers content. Cosplayish? Jesus. And yeah, she's just an awesome person, and I've really enjoyed watching her content this year. The second last thing on my list is Loveless by Alice Oseman. Yes, it's the same person as the other two books. Let's just move on. So Loveless, while not my favorite actual like story written by Alice Oseman, like has just been so important to me. It's basically about this girl who, like, she's going to college and she decides, I'm going to be a better version of myself. I'm going to go out and meet people and be sociable, and I'm going to get a boyfriend and like all this sort of stuff. And then she gets to college and she meets some people, and she starts to realize that like maybe she doesn't experience sexual attraction the way other people do. And maybe she doesn't experience romantic attraction either. And it's basically her journey discovering that she's asexual and aromantic. And it's so good. Like, all other books I've read with like asexual protagonists, one, are usually not aromantic, and two, they already know they're asexual. There's no like journey to discovery. They just know it, and then they're just like trying to move on with life. But Georgia in this book has no idea. And like the way she discovers like her identity and deals with it, and everything about it, just, it was so good. It was so well written. You can tell it's an own voices novel just because of the heart and the soul that's gone into it. And like some of the lines in this, man, I cried. Like, I just, oh man. And it's so well written, and the characters are so amazing, and I felt so much for Georgia, and she was making like decisions, and I wanted to shake her and be like, no, you don't have to do this, you shouldn't. And it was just, she's so compelling, and it was just such a great book, and I love it so much. I don't even have the proper words to describe how much this book means to me. And last but not least on my list is The Old Guard, the Netflix movie. That's actually really genuinely very good. The Old Guard is basically just about this group of immortals who like never stay dead. Like, they can be killed and they come back to life, and they get like found out by this like organization that wants to live forever and make beauty products and make money, and so they want to like capture them and like learn their secrets. And that sounds really lame. I'm really sorry that sounds lame. It's genuinely very good. The cast is amazing, and like no one's sexualized. Like, there's no like panning shot of like the woman. It's not like ass and tit galore. It's just genuinely very good. The characters are amazing. I have been obsessed with it since it came out. Like, I don't even know how to explain how good it is. It's just, it's so very good. There's a couple of different antagonists with like different levels of sympathy, and like the way that these characters' journeys like reflect one another, and like you can see their viewpoint, and it's so well written, it's well choreographed. The fight scenes are amazing, they're insane. You can tell this is a team that has worked together for a long time, and it's just the found family trope, I live for that kind of trope, and it was just so well done in this. Like, I don't even have the proper words to explain why I love it so much. I just do. It's amazing. I don't even know what to say. Like, please go watch it. I have rewatched it several times. The cast is amazing. The director's amazing. Like, everything about it is just, it's perfection. Basically, I cannot fault the movie. I cannot find one thing in this movie that I dislike. That's pretty fucking rare, okay? That's not normal. Not for me. I'm pretty critical on some of the stuff that I watch, but like, oh my goodness, I love this. So yes, that was the top 10 things that I loved in 2020. Let me know some of the things that you loved in 2020. It was a trash year, but we should always try and look for positives, because gotta stay as optimistic as possible. So let me know whatever you loved, whatever you found joy in 2020, or what you're looking forward to in 2021, because here's hoping it's a better year. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!